right, and we are back from our break. So, as we left off, you guys just survived yet another Beastman ambush. I don't know how you guys keep falling for him, but we've done it. You are slightly wounded, Marius. You're a little worse for wear, but you're currently alone with your new companion, Seamus, who is, I might add, does look not only rough, but a little bizarre. As far as he's very tall, especially for a local. He does have the same eye color as the locals around there, so there is that kind of similarity. There seems to be the original people that settled the area had that kind of pale gray eyes. But he also has a metal shackle around his right foot, almost something that you would see in a stockade or something similar to that you might have come across. And he also has a noose dangling around his neck that he never attempted to remove.
Okay. All right.
So you guys are currently marching towards town. I'm assuming you're taking the path.
Yeah, I was marching towards Miss Suna and trying to use a healing poultice.
Okay. So you get to use, though, one per encounter. How many do you have?
I've got 2.
You got 2. Okay, so you will recover as soon as... So you kind of smell it, and it smells awful. You know that Catch told you that this might be useful. You don't even know what the hell it is. Okay. So go ahead and... You know what? I'm not going to make you roll for it. You get the idea that this will probably be beneficial for you. Mm-hmm. You chug it and it tastes disgusting. It's chunky. It's kind of a purplish liquid, and it doesn't go down very easily. But you power through.
All right.
You get it all the way down, and you will immediately feel a little bit of rejuvenation. Your wounds don't magically close or anything like that.
Sure.
But you feel a little bit better, and you recover your toughness bonus and wounds.
Okay. That's not too bad.
So whatever your toughness bonus is.
All right. Toughness bonus is 4.
Okay, so you recover 4 wounds.
All right. I probably look at Seamus. Did you escape the hangman friend?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, mate. Do you think you could get this shackle off me foot? I totally forgot it was there.
I kind of look down at. Do I think I can? Do I think I could break it off with something I have? I don't want to take my pick to it because I'm afraid I'm gonna hit his leg.
You could. I mean, honestly, it's metal.
Yeah.
The metal looks rusted. It doesn't look like any metal you've seen, but. It's not very tight around his ankle. It's not like skin to skin. It's loose, but it's small enough that he's not going to be able to get it over his foot. But you think looking at it, you could probably take your pick to it
without
and bust it off. That's about the only thing that you've got outside of maybe using a rock to try to smack it off.
Okay, what are my odds of hitting him in the leg? That's my only worry. It's I'm gonna be oops, and then you're gonna be crack, pierce his leg.
He's not moving.
Okay.
And he's asked you to. You're gonna have a very good. You're gonna have basically a +40, an easy target.
Okay. All right, I'll take those odds.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys are gonna stop on your way there.
Yeah.
You get a little bit ways down the path, away from the Beastmen, the Bloods, and the Suna and Abby are just kind of flowing closely by, and they've been eyeballing you, Seamus, this whole time. Suna has, for sure. She is very wary of you, and even more so once you start pointing out the various unorthodox trappings he seems to have about his body.
All right.
So he stops. Are you just going to lean against a tree or something, Seamus?
Yeah, if there's a stump or a rock, I'll put my my foot up on it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. And you kind of lean against the tree. Are you going to pull the noose from around your neck?
Yeah. While I was doing that, I'm going to kind of just discreetly slip that noose over.
Okay. You slip it down. Do you want to keep it, or are you going to just drop it?
Can I keep it for like a rope? Like if I
Yeah. If you want to, you can easily do that. You could probably untie the cord, and you could keep it as rope. Now, as you pull it off your neck, you notice that as you pull it off, there is bruising around your neck. So this thing was on there tight at some point. It's loose now. You don't remember how this got about your neck. You don't remember anything about this. It's very strange. The rope itself is black, which is also unusual. But other than that, it's unremarkable. It's just rope. It just has a very strange color about it. So I'm going to say it's going to be easy for you to untie the knot and get the noose loosened, and you can use it as a length of rope. Not a very long length of rope, but a length of rope.
Okay.
And you go ahead and lean against a tree, plop your right foot up against a rock laying there, I'm going to say. Because we are in the mountains, mountainous region, and the trees are starting to thin out the closer you're getting to town, which is also the closer you're getting to the base of the mountain. So go ahead and roll me a attack.
All right.
Marius.
Rolling. Oh, that's pretty good. I rolled a 4, and that would put me at 84.
Oh, man. Easily, you take the pick and you kind of look at it and go, oh yeah, this can be easy, and you just deftly take the sharp end, drive it in between where the clasps meet together, where the rings are, and it just splits apart. No pain. Doesn't dig into the flesh whatsoever. It just comes apart, and the metal clangs around your foot, Seamus, and you are free of your shackle.
And I'll say, thank you very much, sir. And I'll kind of, since I'm a lot taller than him, kind of like shake his on top, like he's a little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh, gee. All right.
Okay.
No problem, sir. I catch up to Miss. I go to Miss Suna, and I look at her and say, "Care for a lift?" and pick her up.
Okay, and you're not going to you're just going to do it.
I'm just going to do it.
She goes, "Huh!" As you pick her up. She's still. I mean, a lot's happened to her today. A lot has happened, and she's kind of. At this point, she's just exhausted, and Abby's looking even worse. Abby's looking very exhausted. In fact, she's starting to slow down and kind of.
I look at Seamus and I say, "Would you mind, friend, grabbing the little one?"
Give it a go.
And as soon as Seamus goes to grab Abby, Suna looks over, clutching your neck, Wolf. And she goes, "Don't you dare touch her."
Calm down, Miss Suna. I can't carry you both. Well, could I carry them both? Like, I don't know.
I mean, you could try. You've done it before.
I know, but that was like over the shoulder.
Exactly.
Is there any way I could Is there any way I could put her on the back of my head? Like.
I mean, yeah. So how are you carrying Suna right now?
I
the
carry
same
her
way
off,
as before,
Officer Gentleman style.
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Dread Pirate Roberts, exactly. Like Wesley.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like you could you could carry her, and you could carry the little one on your shoulders if you want.
Okay. That's what I'll do then. I'll be like, a little help, friend, and I'll have Seamus try to put her on me.
Okay, Seamus, it's easy if you want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you pick up the little one underneath the arms and just kind of place her on Marius's neck, and Marius is freakishly strong. Like, you can see the rippling muscles. Even for carrying a woman like this, he seems that he's not really breaking much of a sweat. It's highly unusual. If anything, you've only seen feats of strength like this out of like maybe a dwarf or something similar. But he's definitely a very stout man. So, Marius, you are thoroughly loaded up at this point.
Yeah.
And
My pick is secured
yeah.
behind me too. Yeah.
Yes, and you are dragging a severed beastman head,
Yes.
which weighs significant. It's not like it's a light head. This is like a 30-pound head.
All right.
So, yeah. So you're definitely weighed down right now, but
Yeah.
your encumbrance rating is high, and
Yeah.
you got this. You got this. You got this, no problem. So,
All right.
but you are essentially a pack mule right now.
Yeah.
And what's going to be the marching order?
I'll go in front of him since I'm going to be carrying a couple things.
Okay. Now, Seamus, do you
Yeah.
have the crossbow slung across your back, or are you holding it?
I am holding it.
Okay. So you guys are moving forward. Seamus, as you guys are moving, what kind of speed are you going to be taking back to town? Now, I will say this. You start to recognize the environment you're in, and especially after she mentioned Sealberg and whatnot. You recognize the path. The trees look different, but all in all, you kind of know where you're going. If anything, it looks like the path has gotten wider somehow. And you know about where you should be heading. But at this distance, you think you might have a mile, maybe a mile and a half to go, and then you'll be back at Sealberg.
Okay.
So what pace would you like to set? If you go at a decent pace, you guys could be there within half hour, not even, probably less. You could go very fast and be there within probably 10 minutes. Or you could go slow, and it might take you somewhere between 45 and an hour.
I'll look back toward me and tell him, looks like we're getting pretty close to town. About maybe a mile out. Quickly do you want to get there?
I think since I got the woman and child friend, I'll probably go, just kind of a normal stroll here. Kind of a regular pace, I guess. You know?
Yeah. And you kind of
pace.
you're like hefting the woman. You're like, yeah. You know. Okay. So, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Seamus.
All right.
This will be average, so plus 20.
That's going to be good. That is going to be a 21 out of 61 with that plus 20.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you got 4 levels of success. Wow, okay. All right, so you guys are walking at a decent pace. You cover about a mile. So it turns out you guys are a little bit further than a mile away. And nothing's happened. The woods are eerily silent. There should be birds. There should be something going on. The time of year that you're in is it appears to be some kind of maybe fall or spring. You're not sure, Seamus. Everything's very, very strange to you right now, and it's honestly it's very unnerving. But as you're walking along, you've got a pretty deft ear at that, and good eyes to boot. Something any good toll keeper has. So you're moving along, you're leading. How far ahead are you than the rest of the party, Seamus?
Not very far. I would say maybe a couple feet.
A couple feet? Okay. All right. So you hear, but with your success level, long before you get to it, you hear grunting up ahead. You know, you can kind of see the trees are starting to spread out more, and they're starting to be less and less foliage, and you know you are very close to town. But you're starting to hear the grunting and braying of what you know to be beastmen of some kind up ahead.
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Okay.
What would you like to do?
I
You don't see anything yet. You can only hear it.
I will like kind of squat down and kind of shush to Marius to kind of squat down.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to approach the noise?
If I can stealthily.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me. With you knowing where you're at and getting such a good perception check, you're going to have advantage on this. So I'll give you a plus 20 to your stealth check.
That's 4 degrees of failure.
Okay. So you're approaching, and you think that you're doing pretty good. You kind of veer off the path a little bit, but you're still following in the direction. And you notice that it is the direction of the path is where you're starting to hear the noise ahead. Let's see. 4 degrees of failure?
Yes.
Okay. So you start slowly edging up there, and you get about 50, 60 feet away from where you left Marius and the rest of the group. And you're still in what would be considered a kind of tree line, but now there's almost no trees, so you're kind of keeping low and crouching behind large like rock clusters and things like that. And as you're getting closer, you notice that you can see what looks to be part of the town, not very far from you. You can see the old wall that you've seen for years. But the rest of the town is kind of in a bit of a fog, so you can't really tell what's going on over there. But you know you're very close to town. And as you get closer, you see that there are bodies laid out across the ground. There are men just in pieces about you, just everywhere. There's arms, there's legs, there's whole corpses laying about in the nearby field in front of you. It's basically a no man's land between where you're at and the old wall, the old crumbling wall that was part of the town even long before even your ancestors settled it. And in this killing field, you see beastmen, you see men, you see banners of some kind. You see that there was a battle here recently, within the past day, maybe even sooner. And there are 2 beastmen ahead of you, rummaging through corpses, kind of. And it is getting, it's about, it's afternoon-ish. It's not dark yet. It's slightly afternoon, so the light's still out. But there is overcast and whatnot today. So you get a pretty good look at them, and they don't look like the big burly beastmen you saw earlier. They look more closely to men, but with like little stubby horns on their head. They have spears, and it looks like some kind of shoddy short bow slung across their back. And they're kind of like what you assume is yelling or grunting at each other, pushing each other, and it looks like they're fighting over a particular severed hand. And they're just kind of and kind of doing that thing. And they don't appear to have noticed you yet. But they are in between you and what you presume to be the safety of the city. You don't see anyone else. Those are the only 2 you see.
I'll make it back to Marius.
Okay. As you're slipping back, your foot crunches on some kind of hand that must have shot off of one of the corpses during the battle. And then you look over your shoulder, back to where the beastmen are, and they kind of drop the hand. They perk up. They look over in your direction. They unsling their bows.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm gonna try a tree.
Are you running, or are you trying to stealth your way back?
I'm gonna run back and try to like run in case they take a shot.
Okay, as soon as you start running, they are going to attempt to shoot you. Because you bolt out from behind a rock, and they quickly unloose 2 arrows in your direction.
Oh, gee.
The first one flies wide. It just sails over your head, thumps into the nearby tree, and you're at a full sprint, mind you. The second one, however, hits you square between the shoulders.
Oh.
And it digs in deep. It hurts. It does a whopping 12 wounds. But you can subtract your armor that you're wearing and your toughness bonus.
Okay.
So it digs in deep into your back, and you flinch forward, and you almost stumble to the ground, but you manage to pick yourself up, and you're running towards Marius, which within, I'd say, probably 30 seconds or so, Marius, you see Seamus running towards you, and you see what appears to be some blackened arrow sticking out of his back.
Okay. And I've heard the beastmen bleats and such.
You did.
Okay. I assume Asuna and the child heard him as well.
Oh, they heard. And you're still holding them.
Yeah. What's their situation looking like right now?
They are starting to panic for sure. Abby's clutched to your head, and her nails are now digging into the open wounds.
Oh, gee. All right.
It hurts. The blood is starting to flow freely from the cut, and she's like dug in deep, like primal instinct dug in.
Yeah.
And Suna is starting to panic again. She's starting to try to flail in your arms.
All right.
And
Now,
you're on the path. You don't have any cover right now.
Okay. Can I see the beastmen from where I am? Or is this kind of like over
Not
a
yet.
hill?
They are currently, you don't know what's happening. All you see Seamus running towards you with an arrow sticking out of his back.
Okay. Now, I have the attractive talent.
Yes.
And the suave talent.
You do.
Suave is just a plus, right?
That was just a boost to your stats. But you do have the attractive talent.
And what's that one do exactly?
Basically, if someone finds you attractive, you get you can use your second dice number on your charm rolls as the success level. If you succeed.
If I succeed. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I look at Misuna with the child digging into my flesh.
Yes.
And try to be like, as calmly as possible. Be like, I think I've earned your trust, ma'am. Let me just handle this one more time. And I set her down. I unclench the child from me.
Yes.
And
it's
set her
difficult.
down with
She's
her
like
mother.
latched on.
Okay. I'm pretty strong fella.
You are strong. So you peel her off.
I was like, sorry, young lady. I'll be right back. And I kind of set them off to the side, like behind a rock
off to
or
the side of
something.
the path. Okay.
And I'll be like, stay here. I'll be back shortly. And I take out my pick, and I look at Seamus. I throw him a poultice.
All right.
My other poultice.
Yep.
And I'll be like, all right, sir. Give me a few minutes and I'll be back. And I charge off towards the beastman.
Okay, Seamus. Go ahead and make a dexterity check.
For the catch.
Yep, for the catch.
Does he get any bonuses?
Nope.
I was close.
Nope, he's running at you.
What?
That is 2 degrees of failure.
Okay, so you throw the poultice to him, and he's running towards you at a full sprint. And it sails over the top of his head. It just sails over the top. He goes to reach for it, and even as big as he is, you overshot this. It sails over the top of his head and lands in the forest nearby somewhere. You don't know.
Oh, damn it.
Strong.
All right.
Now, Seamus,
I shake
with
my head
your
in shame.
perception, as high as it is, you easily you stop and turn around and you see it.
Okay.
So you can scoop it up.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to say you stop and scoop it up. Now, let's go ahead and roll initiative, boys. One more time.
All right. It's 12 for me.
Okay.
I got a 7.
7?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. So let me roll for the ones that will kill you. All right. Make sure we got this right. All right. So, Marius.
Yeah.
Top of the round, it's your turn. I'm going to say that you and Seamus are actually side by side at this point, off the path into the wooded area where he was running from.
Okay.
Are you going to move forward? What are you going to do? Because right now you currently can't see any threats.
Okay. The way I have it pictured in my mind's eye is that we've been kind of going up a hill and it's getting less foliage and stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that kind of what you're thinking? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And did he kind of crest a hill and look down on this battlefield, or is this battlefield on a hill?
So this battlefield
Trying to picture it.
So this battlefield is in between the right where pretty much where the trees stop, or where they were probably harvested whenever the town was built. Who knows how long ago? And so it's still, the terrain is still kind of that gradual slope upwards towards the town. It's not very steep, but you get the idea that it happened right here at where the tree line was.
Okay.
And stretched all the way to probably where the old wall was. So there was a bloody conflict.
Okay.
But you are about, I'd probably say 20 feet from the edge of the tree line.
Okay.
Do you want to cover that ground and then take a look, or do you want to just charge out into the open and hope you see something?
I'll probably cover the ground kind of slowly.
Okay.
And see if I can see him. If there's anything to hide behind, I'll probably try to hide.
Okay, so do you want to get out of the tree line?
Do I see anything yet?
Okay,
In the tree
go ahead
line?
and make a perception check, and we'll see what you see.
Okay. Just a straight perception check.
This will be,
we next to each other?
there's enemies or something ahead, so it'll be average, so the plus 20.
Okay. That's gonna be a failure. Let's see here.
How much?
I rolled 67, and my perception is 49 with the bonus.
Okay, so I'd say a degree of failure, probably 1 degree. Not quite 2. Close, though.
Okay.
So you get to the tree line and you don't see anything. You're not sure what happened. You know that Seamus is hurt. Something shot him or someone. You're not sure. He hasn't said anything to you otherwise.
Okay.
But you get to the tree line and you stop and look. You can't see anything. Do you want to keep moving forward? There are some rocks that you could probably crouch behind, some rock croppings, or you could probably take cover behind a mound of corpses.
Okay. Is Seamus still next to me?
Seamus is behind you at this point. It's not his turn yet. He's about 20 feet behind you.
20 feet. Can I talk to him, you think?
Yeah, you could use a free action and kind of yell back to him if you'd like.
A yell? I probably wouldn't yell.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to sneak to the corpse pile, see if I can get a better position to see anything. If I still have any movement. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, you still have another 20 feet, and I would say that you could. Yeah, this is kind of where the main pile is, and as you're approaching the pile, you don't see any enemies, but you do notice that it appears that these bodies were dragged here. They might have been further up the hill. So the actual battle might have taken place not right here at the tree line, as it was first assumed, but maybe further up, closer to town. And it looks like maybe the Beastmen or someone else dragged them here and was probably eating them. So it is just a mound of disjointed limbs and like torsos, and there are some bodies that are somewhat intact, but nothing of that significant right now. So you manage to crouch down behind a mound of, I'd say, at least 10 or 12 corpses. And there are some beastmen in there as well, not just humans. The smell is delightful. There are flies buzzing everywhere, kind of flying into your eyes, and it's kind of fudging your vision. But you are there. Would you like to do anything?
If I can hide any, probably try to.
I'll let you take an action to attempt to hide. So if you roll a stealth check.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. Just a normal straight check.
Yeah, this will be just a straight check.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is a massive failure.
Now,
I rolled
you do have your fortune.
The fortune, does that reset every
That resets
session?
every session.
I'll do that.
You can re-roll dices.
I'll re-roll it because that was a 99.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, let's see here. Ooh, that's a little better. 25. That's not like a full degree. It's
okay. It's a success, though.
Yeah, I have 26. So
okay.
Just
so
enough.
So you getting behind the corpses. The smell and the way you look already. You don't look much better than some of these corpses.
Yeah.
You get an idea in your not so intelligent mind, and
I'm pretty intelligent. I'm just not. I can't see.
Are you
things.
intelligent?
I have an intelligence of 36.
We'll say intelligent for a lowly peasant.
For a peasant, yeah.
You crawl into the corpse pile.
Yeah.
Not enough to hinder your movement, but just kind of push your way into it and just kind of lay there, and you think that you might be hidden.
Okay.
It's disgusting. Yeah. There's like a beastman head right next to yours. Yeah. And it's not a pleasant feeling, but you think you might be hidden from view.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. That'd be
okay.
It. If I don't see anything, yeah.
No, you don't see anything yet.
Okay.
So, after that happens, Marius, you see an Ungor. That you know what Ungors are. You viciously murdered quite a few of them in the first session. You see an Ungor walk past you, the cloven hooves, and it's kind of crouched low, and it walks past the pile you're in. Doesn't appear to see you, and it's got this short, shoddy looking bow with a black fletched arrow, drawn tight, but it doesn't appear to see anything yet, and so it's just kind of sitting there stationary.
Okay.
Then, off to your right, for much further away, you're kind of looking around and you see another Ungor walk up and kind of crouch down behind another kind of rocky outcropping over to your right.
Okay. The one that
Seamus,
passed my...
What were you going to say?
The one that passed the corpse and didn't see me, is that to my left?
That would be, technically to your left. But he's standing,
Okay.
He's kind of crouched down somewhat in front of you now.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his back to you.
Okay.
Seamus,
Yes.
it's your turn. You are in the woods. There's an arrow sprouted from your back. It hurts a lot. It even with the armor that you have on, it's still kind of slipped through, and it's painful. But you're in the woods. You saw Marius run off ahead. You think the woman and child might be fine where they're at. Will you follow?
Yes. Can I use an action, like a bonus action, to drink that elixir he gave me?
Yep. You saw him do it earlier. You think it's safe. He seems pretty trustworthy. You uncork it. It smells horrendous. It's kind of purplish liquid. It's awful. You guzzle it down, and once you start guzzling it, you've had worse, honestly. Especially out where you live, you've drank worse, you've eaten worse. So it's not half bad. The smell was a little deceiving, but you do recover. You feel a burst of energy, and you recover your toughness bonus in wounds. So for you, I believe that's 3.
Yes.
Yes. So you recover 3 wounds. As your bonus action, I'm going to say your crossbow is already loaded and ready to go since you had it in your arms. So you won't have to reload it or anything like that, or ready it even. So you have your movement and your action.
All right. I'm going to follow the direction I believe Mary went.
Okay, are you quietly moving, or are you just moving to the clearing?
Since I know that there's 2, I'll move quietly.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me. This will be at it'll be at plus 20 since you know everything already.
All right, let's do it. Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh, I rolled an 11.
Oh, okay, so that's a critical success.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
So almost like ninja-like, if you knew what a ninja was. you deftly, your footsteps, especially now that you're free of the shackle, appear to be not making any sound. That crunch earlier, that was a mishap. Now you are one with the mountain, as they say. You are very much hidden from view. What would you like to do?
I don't see any.
So, are you just going to be following in Marius's footsteps, his direction?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get all the way to the tree line. The tree line, and you don't see Marius immediately, but off to your right, as you're crouched down and you're treading very slowly, you see off to your right, you see a Ungor, and it's kind of poking its head around. It looks like it thinks it's hidden, but it's not. You can see it clear as day. And then that's the only one you actually see. Now, if you want, as an action, you can make a perception check and look for the other one, because you know there's another one. Or as an action, you can fire your weapon.
Would the one that I can see be in range?
Yes, it's going to be within range. It's only maybe another 20 feet, and you definitely you have a 60-foot range, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to pop a shot off at him.
Okay, you are very much hidden, like beyond hidden. So I'm going to give you plus 30 to hit because it's surprised, and then you got a critical success on your stealth. So go ahead and roll an attack.
Here we go. Oh, shit. I rolled a 99.
Okay, you also have fortune points if you want to re-roll your attack.
Yes. I'm going to use one of those.
Okay.
Is it fate or fortune?
It's just the fortune. Now these reset at the end of the session, so just keep track of what you're using during the session.
Okay. All right, so re-roll. So I rolled doubles again. That's 66. And with that plus 20, it puts me at 66.
It's 60 what?
I rolled a 66, and with your plus 20, so plus 30.
It was plus 30.
Plus 30, so I'll be 66 out of 76.
Oof.
It's a crit.
That's a crit, man. You got a crit.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
let me pull up the table again. All right, 66. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me. Just to let me, so we can determine where you're actually going to hit.
That is a
what?
19.
19? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now roll one more D100 for me.
I couldn't hear you, Alan.
I rolled a 10.
A 10. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. 66, so that's 1 degree of success. So that's 9, 10 wounds. Wow. Okay. So the bolt flies from your crossbow, and you hit him in his right arm. Or left arm, excuse me. He has the bow drawn and ready. So when you clip into the arm, it jars badly. You see him flinch back. He has no idea what just happened. The crossbow's pretty quiet at that. It's not exactly a loud weapon. So you snag him right in his left arm, and when you do, he loses his grip on his bow, and it just flies from his hand. It flies off in some direction, and he clutches at the wound, and he looks like he's hurt pretty bad. Is that all you'd like to do?
Yes, I will stay where I am.
All right. 10, which makes that okay. Got it. All right. That is the end of the round. Top of the round, Marius. You see the Ungor in front of you. You're still in the pile of bodies. You see the Ungor take a bolt. You're assuming from Seamus in his shoulder.
The one to my left.
Yeah, the one to your left, right in front of you. I mean, you're within 10 feet of this thing. It takes a bolt and just flinches back. The arrow that it had flies off, and the bow is loosened from its hand and just flies off in some random direction.
Okay.
Now, when this happens, you do see the Ungor off to your right. You see him spring up, and it looks like he's looking for wherever that bolt came from, and he's got a decent idea on where it was.
Okay. And where is that? How far is he from me? The one that was hiding?
Oh, he is going to be about 50 feet from you.
50 feet? Oh.
Yep, so you can't cover the distance right away.
Okay. This other Ungor is right next to me, though, right?
Yeah, he's within 10 feet of you.
All right. And he doesn't see me?
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm going to spring up behind him and attack him.
Okay. That's going to be an additional plus 20 for the sneak attack because he has no idea you're there. So go ahead and
Okay.
roll an attack.
Okay.
And he's surprised, so he doesn't get to defend himself.
Okay. That's a 44. And I've got, what was that? Plus 20, 64 as with my surprise.
Okay.
Melee 2.
So 2 degrees of success. How would you like to kill
also
this
crit.
guy?
All right. Yeah. I probably, if I could embellish it a little, I guess I'll
Go ahead.
probably if it's kind of in front of me, I kind of lurch up out of the pile of bodies and just say, I'll just be like, gotcha, and then sling my pick at a side and at the kind of the side of his head and like cleave it down and then push it all the way down into the ground, like at like a from going left to right.
Yes.
And just like crack him down real hard with such force that his legs flip up and just hear the thud. He doesn't make a sound.
Yes.
Pull it out.
He doesn't even get a chance to scream.
Yeah.
It's horrifying. And Seamus witnessing this is also kind of horrifying at what this man just did to this beast man in one fell swoop. And almost like you guys have practiced this or something. Through your combined efforts, the beastman dies instantly, practically. It's almost one after the other.
Does the other beastman see this?
So as soon as you do that, the other beastman looks over because of the movement, and he sees you. And he's drawing his bow and looking in your direction now.
All right, I'm going to use my 40 movement, and I'm going to just bolt towards him.
Okay, just a flat out bolt.
Flat out bolt.
Okay. All right, so you're in the open.
Yeah.
All right, you're running towards him, and he does look a little scared after what just happened.
Yeah, running towards him.
Okay, are you like screaming?
Yeah, probably trying to do an intimidating thing, you know. Just
Yeah. Okay. I will say you are quite the imposing figure.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's actually that Ungor's turn.
All right.
So he sees this crazy human who's just covered in blood and looks like one of the dead that they've been scavenging over. Just start running towards him.
And if I might add, I have a gore head kind of flapping behind me.
That is true. You have a severed head of definitely a better beastman than himself, kind of fluttering behind you, almost like some macabre cape, as you're dashing towards him. And I'm going to say you definitely impose some distraction for him. His aim is not as well as it should be, so I'm going to go and roll with that in mind.
Okay.
And, in his horrified state, he looses the arrow, and it skims by your head, and just, goes wide. It completely misses. And he just kind of looks at you, and then starts running in the opposite direction.
All right.
And that's going to end his turn. And he's made it into the tree line at this point. So, Seamus, it is now your turn.
Can I see him since he's moved into the tree line?
Okay. As soon as he moves in the tree line, you can see him, but he's far away. He's probably about 80 feet from you. Because he has severe speed at a full sprint.
I will move to within range with my movements.
Okay. Yeah, you can get within range of him. He is in the tree line, but like I said, it's sparse trees at this point. So you have a decent shot. If you want to take one, it'll be just a regular shot.
Do I need to use a bonus action to reload?
Oh yes, I forgot. You do. You need to use a bonus action to reload if you can.
Is that dexterity?
No, it's your ballistic skill.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna be one right there. Yeah, I rolled an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you easily slide the bolt in, crank it back. It's good to go. Go ahead and make an attack.
I'm trying to take out his leg or something. That is a 16.
Oh yes. How many degrees of success is that?
46, so 3 degrees.
Okay. Now, you did mention you just said take out his limbs.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to aim for a leg.
Okay, so an aim shot incurs a -20 penalty.
Oh.
You
Okay.
did make it. Do you still want to do it like that?
Yeah. I'll keep going with that.
Okay. So how many degrees of success is it with the -20 penalty?
And don't forget to add your success rate for your last attack. As well.
Oh yeah, you have a +10. So just -10 from whatever your ballistic skill is.
So then it'll be 16 out of 36.
Out of 36. Okay. All right. So that's still it's still 3 degrees of success. All right. So oh man, and you do 9 damage, right? 12.
It does 9 damage.
Jesus. Okay. He didn't roll. This guy didn't roll very well for wounds. So you actually you take him, and do you have a preference for which leg?
Nope, no preference.
Okay,
Probably
so
hoping they're like the Achilles tendon or something.
Okay, yeah, you easily the bolt. You expertly you aim, and he's passing by a tree, and you pull the trigger. The bolt flies, passes through a tree, passes through a bush. It's almost like something out of like Sniper Elite. Goes straight into this Ungor's left leg, severs the tendon, and he just falls, and then like does like a roll into like a tree, and he is, for all intents and purposes, not moving. And that's it. That's all you can see from there. You'd have to get closer to see if he's dead or not.
Okay. Well, that will, unless we're out of combat, that'll end my turn because I used all my movement.
That ends your turn. So this will determine if we're out of combat or not. Marius, what would you like to do?
I am going to pursue the wounded
Okay.
Ungor.
Okay. So for the sake of brevity, because you technically wouldn't be able to make it to it in time, or not in time, you wouldn't be able to make it to there in one turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that you crest through the tree line easy enough, and you spot it. I mean, it's screaming. It's wounded and just laying there, hobbled. It's trying to like drag itself away. What would you like to do?
I would like to walk. Once I get close enough, and I'm close enough to it, like maybe within like 10 feet, and I see it, and I kind of slow down to a walk. And I start whistling a little tune.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like,
Maybe the same tune you heard Catch whistling
yeah,
in the past.
I'm just gonna start whistling, and I'm gonna take my pick. I just kind of have it on my shoulder, gripping it with one hand, and then just flinging it straight in the back of the Ungor, right, kind of aiming for the spine.
Oh, okay. And it just lets out and then it goes limp. It's dead. Blood starts kind of pooling around the wound, and the saliva just kind of drizzles out of the mouth.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Nice.
All right. So you guys are officially out of combat now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna kind of rush back over to where Misuna and Abby were.
Okay.
And see if they're still there.
All right. Suna and Abby are where you left them.
Okay.
You You're a very charismatic individual.
Thank you.
They did not move. Suna's looking. I mean, she's looking pale. She's looking very bad.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, thank God, Mr. Wolf. How close are we?"
We can see the city. We can see Sealberg. We're home.
Thank the gods. And she's gonna she's actually just going to flop herself into your arms.
Okay.
Just expecting.
Before she does that, I've used a fair amount of cloth, so I don't know if I have any more cloth.
Yeah.
If I did, what I would probably do is like, would you mind if I blindfolded you, ma'am? It's quite the grisly scene up there.
I could say you could probably tear some of your disgusting sleeve off and put that around her eyes if you want. Or you could use some of her own dress.
I might tear off just a little bit of dress. No, not a savage.
Yeah, all right, got it. What about the child?
The same with the child.
Okay.
Just a little blindfold.
So this is Bird Box. Got it.
Yeah, Bird Box. I don't want them to see the pile of eaten corpses.
The battlefield?
Off the head.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good call. I'll say that's a pretty good call.
I'm like, you gotta trust me, ladies. And I kind of get them back into carrying position. I'm like, Master Seamus, I think we're almost home. And I start heading towards Sealberg.
All right. Master Seamus, as you are now, what are you doing?
I'll go pick up that bolt I fired at those beastmen.
Okay. Are you going to retrieve both of them?
Definitely from the first one.
Okay.
I feel like I'm closer to him.
Yes, you definitely are. So you make it to him, you pull the bolt out. Are you going to call back to Marius or something, let him know where you are?
Yeah, I'll let him know. I'll shout out to him.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming Marius, you're going to start moving up.
Yeah. I'm not moving fast. It's kind of a slow pace with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm moving.
Yeah. Abby is not on your head anymore. She's just kind of clutching your leg, just so you know.
Okay.
So you are moving towards Seamus. You get to the open battlefield. You see Seamus pulling the bolt out of the dead beastman, out of his shoulder. Seamus, are you going to then move towards the other, where you heard the other beastman die, and try to retrieve your other one?
Yeah, if possible, yes.
Okay. So you see Seamus start moving. You're assuming he's going to check out the corpse that you were looking at.
Okay. I kind of tell him what other direction it was.
Okay. I'll say, just for the sake of brevity, Seamus, you easily can find the corpse, and your bolt is implanted in its leg, kind of almost all the way through it. It's going to be difficult to pull out because of the nature of the wound. I'll need you to make a strength check if you want to remove it.
All right, let's do this. I rolled a 2.
You easily, you plant your foot on this goat leg. You pull, and the leg kind of snaps. As you're pulling it out, it snaps in place. It was lodged in some of the bone, but it seems that whatever Marius did to it must have been worse, and it's loosened up most of the tension that was left in the body. And you just easily pull the bolt out, and you got your bolt back.
Nice. All right, I'll put the crossbow kind of back over my back and start walking towards Marius.
Okay. You sling the crossbow, you start approaching Marius, and I'm assuming you are going to start making your way across the battlefield.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The smell is horrendous, especially the closer you get to where the actual killing was done. There are flies everywhere. There are rats everywhere. more rats than you can count even. And they seem to be just openly feasting even as you're walking by. They don't give a damn that there's people walking by them. It's a horrifying sight, and it's probably a good thing that you blindfolded the young ladies in your tow. Now, I will say this, though. Abby's clutching your leg, and there are body parts strewn throughout this battlefield, and blood, and her feet are sinking into pools of like muddy, crusted, old blood, and she's, Mommy, something doesn't smell right.
Is Seamus close to us?
Yes, you guys are, I'm assuming, walking together, right, Seamus?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Can I kind of nod at him to nod him up to pick her up to put her on me or on him?
Yeah. Seamus, it's your choice what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll pick her up and put her on Marius again.
Okay. All right. So you pick her up. The bloody, encrusted mud shoes are draped around your neck, Marius.
All right.
You get even more filthy than you were before in a much more disgusting way.
All right, glorious.
Yep. You are a Jackson Pollock painting of human debris, your own blood, and just it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
At this point in time, even you, Seamus, are not looking too great trudging through this. It's disgusting, utterly disgusting. The flies are now landing all over you, and you make it about halfway through the killing field when you start to finally get a good view of the city. And that's where we're going to leave off for today, guys. That's the end of the episode.
Yeah. All right. Whew.
You made it!
Oh, we did.
You made it back to town.
We lost a party member, though. I'm worried, you know.
Are you worried?
I am. If I didn't have the woman and child, I probably would have tried to track him down, you know.
Oh, man. I don't know what to tell you. Incentive to play, guys.
Exactly.
He couldn't, he couldn't make it though. I'm not punishing him. I was just looking for a decent way to have him
roll a crit
meet.
on his first attack.
Hey, that wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault.
No, you rolled a crit as catch. You killed the warhound.
Yeah, that's true.
One shot.
Yeah. So he went out with a bang.
He did. He did.
We'll see how it goes, but we will close out the session, guys, officially. So, as usual, guys, I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my players. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope all the viewers out there enjoyed the show. We are definitely going to keep this up, and I'm hoping that Mr. Seamus will come back once again. Will you, Mr. Seamus?
I definitely will.
Okay, good. That's a good thing. So we at least have two people. Hopefully we get Catch back as well, just to see how he gets out of the situation I left him in. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well.
Definitely.
As a closing word, thank all of you guys for watching. You guys have been really supportive of the channel and supportive of this content in particular. I'd like to say thank you. We do get some rules wrong and whatnot, and I appreciate all the comments. I'm trying to get a little bit better about. I don't want to be a rule stickler, but knowing the rules a little bit more officially. So, with that in mind, we are learning. But hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we're out.
Oh yeah.